Okay, this is a VoD review of, I believe, this team's first scrim, I think. I don't know if they had all their players or anything, but yeah, we'll jump right into it. I want to see if you press tab, so I can look at your team.
Now push payload.
Wait,
Moise and Lucio come forward.
No one can hide from my sight.
so I think you're running. Wait, let me rewind a bit. I think I see already the tank. So you're running Widow, Doom, Ana, Lucio, D.Va, Winston. Okay. Widow Doom is fine for dive. Like Doom is a dive hero if, depending on the map, really, because he needs to have enough space. Lucio, Ana, also fine. Ana's obviously come a lot more into the meta recently. Mercy's gone down because of the massive support buffs and nerfs. Ana, though, with dive, the only thing is if the tanks go really deep, she can't heal them. So that is where, I know like everyone loves playing Ana, she's a lot more fun, but that is where the Mercy would be a lot stronger. But you know, Ana's fine. If you're willing to work around it, Ana's fine. The Lucio's fine just to go in with the tanks. Again, you don't. Mercy would also be better for this comp because you can pocket your Widow, and obviously if your Widow's good enough and pocketed, they'll just pop off, kill everything. But keep watching.
Moise and Lucio come forward.
So yeah, if you just want to fight, what you want to be doing is, one second, I have a pen. And you're here. You want to be pushing to like round there on the bridge, holding them as far, because once you get in that choke, this choke here is really busy. Like it's really small, and everything goes on there. It's actually horrible to defend and attack from. But so what you want to be doing is pushing past it to like what would be around here on the bridge, and hold there, and then take as much space as you possibly can. So then they have to panic. They run in, panic, get on the point, and then obviously you just fight them up from there. 3 on payload, just by the way, is a myth. Like obviously it does move it faster, but it's not necessary unless like you're in overtime. I'd recommend having like everyone except for your Ana push up, and then your Ana can snipe from long range, keep you all alive.
I take so much damage for it.
Okay, you're doing kind of fed there. So right now comms are completely silent, which is bad. No one's saying anything.
Reaper behind.
I mean, you're in a bad spot really.
Someone can touch.
That fight you lost just because, I mean, I don't know what their comms were like, but you got completely outplayed. You had like no comms for a while. There was a Reaper behind who, I believe, yes, killed your Widow. And then killed your Ana. Your Doom was completely out of position there. Like, you guys don't have a shield, but your tank should be making space there. Like D.Va, Winston pushing up, diving. Like, I think people don't realize with a lot of team comps that they're not just team comps, they're strategies. So, dive is not a team comp. It's a strategy. Goats is not just a team comp, it's a strategy. And with dive, obviously, like you can run with Winston, D.Va, Widow, Doom, all this comp, but you actually have to be diving and choosing targets, which you guys aren't. Yeah, you just. They also use ults before you, I think.
Reaper behind.
You never want to be letting the enemy use ults before you. You always want to use ults first.
Yeah, then 30 seconds for someone can touch.
That's so much.
Oh, that goes.
So I think just. Let's see.
Would say push, like half of the team would push, and then the other half would stay back, like really back, and they would have no sidelines.
Yeah.
So then whoever we dived, like didn't really get dived because there wasn't much damage.
Okay, this one is actually great for sightlines, like point A, especially because I mean, if I will attempt to draw this. If you have, God, I'm actually not going to try, but you have like a really long sight line of where is it? You can see it here. So if your Ana puts herself up here, then she has all of that as a sightline. Every single bit of that as a sightline for her. So she should be sitting up there, and then it's also harder for people to get up to her without her noticing. Then your tanks should be holding just inside this choke where the Ana can still see them, which is around here. And obviously the Ana can drop too if you need to go further forward. And then you just like, it's hard to explain. So your tanks will be creating space in the front line here. I should have it in full screen, but then your DPS will be supporting them if you're running dive comp properly. Your Ana will be back here, like that, giving them heals. Lucio will be up with the tanks, keeping them alive, speed boosting them in, speed boosting them out, like creating engages, everything like that. I'm going to skip forward now because I do not want to watch all of this again. Okay, I'll see what you're going to run on defense.
Defense. No, we'll try this. Pick characters that can one-shot someone, but 2-2-2 style.
Okay.
So pick characters that can one-shot someone, like Hog. Yeah. So other characters, wait, DPS wise, if you go, I can take. I'll take Reaper. No, Reaper and someone else, bro.
Okay, I'll see.
Where should I go?
Maybe Widow.
Yeah, we can try.
Okay, this. I understand what Flame is saying. I mean, he doesn't explain it very well, but you want a comp. If you feel like the enemy team is just outplaying you, you want to go for a pick heavy comp. So obviously a comp of like that can just completely, well, they just get picks every fight, so that you don't have to rely on shot calling and skill everything to win, but you just rely on like getting picks. Instead of the Brig, you could run a Zen, but I mean it's fine. Brig is pretty powerful. Reaper. This point, I don't think it's very good because of just all the long sightlines. If you can hold them in choke on the bridge, then it's very, very good. But I'd say once they get out into the open, I'd swap. Widow, good for very long sightlines. Hog is good for the picks. You could go Orisa Hog just for the whole hook. That doesn't require that much coordination, but it does require a bit. And obviously, Mercy is fine. Gives you res advantage. Ana would also be acceptable here.
No, when you think that's like in their face, I'm trying to think these.
May.
McCree, May, or Junkrat.
I'll go May.
So basically, you just contradicted yourself. You said we need a pick heavy comp, which you want to play behind the shield, let your pocket your Widow, who's then going to hopefully hit loads of headshots, get loads of picks, force them to switch up their comp, and then you'll sit back basically with. That's why a Zen would be better, because you can just spam. The Hulk can hit hooks with your Orisa's Hulk. But then you said you need something in their face, which is not pick heavy, that's like outplaying them.
Okay, the way we're going to do this is play, like, literally, right, you know the wall, the main wall? So, right in front of that wall.
Wait, guys,
Finland
right?
stuff, pretty much.
I know what we should do.
No,
Right?
I want to...
We should, right?
I love McCree
Hold here,
defense
hold
this
here.
point. I just feel like he's really, really
Now,
strong.
if we hide over here, right?
Yeah, we could try the Team Finland tactic.
Okay, one thing you guys
hi-
need a dedicated. You need someone to decide strats, like someone who knows enough about the game, is comfortable calling team comps, calling strats. You need someone like that just to decide. Because right now you're saying, oh, we should go here, we should go here. No, we should go here. You just need someone to go. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide here, then we're gonna run to the spawn door, and then we're gonna, fight them from that.
Hide here. We
No,
hide here,
boys,
and then
no,
we
come here.
just rush in.
No, come here, trust. This, Finland, well, it is trust.
That's where
trust.
Finland
Just
started.
call up focus, Ryan, come here.
I mean, I don't remember perfectly, but I thought Finland started here, like in that room, or maybe it was up there. Wait, let me see if I can find this. I've got to get rid of these marks. What's this?
At a distance that South Korea can gain. Carpy's gonna swap over onto the Zoom fit.
Ah, it doesn't matter. But they either started, I thought, from here or here. Like there, because what they were doing was they were hiding, and they were getting high ground from them to jump onto them. That's a really bad arrow. But to then jump onto them, like that. And obviously then kill them spawn camp before their game disconnected. I mean, I just recommend starting one of these high ground positions that just do you a lot of good.
Well, it is trust. Just call out focus, Ryan, come here.
You said I can't actually hear you, which then you said you weren't talking that much.
We need Ryan here.
You're
It's hard
standing
here,
too far back.
Let's focus someone, just focus.
Yeah, that is a
Rain.
terrible call. Sorry, the call of just focus someone is...
Kill the rank. Rank one. Good job.
Play aggressive later.
Lucio one.
Lucio one.
Tracer one.
Okay, you have two different people calling targets now. You have someone saying Tracer, someone saying Lucio, which is again why you need a dedicated shot caller. Like, you can have a strat call, I forget the difference between the two, but there's macro and micro. And you want to have someone shot calling like strats and keeping track of their ultimates, and then you want to have someone shot calling like target focus. But that will come with being a team for longer, because you'll find who's comfortable on it.
Hog one.
Generally good roles for
I need to
shot
reload.
calling, like target focus
Right,
is
guys,
off
push
support
back now.
or main tank, but
Okay. I got slept.
this is just you guys like. So after you've pulled off his strat, what I would recommend doing is then holding bridge together. Joanna just slept someone, she didn't call out, I think. I don't know if Joanna has a mic, but if you're sleeping, if you sleep someone's on, like something I do, if I play on it, if I sleep someone, I scream it down the mic. Because my whole team needs to know this person is sleeping, and they need to die.
Right, push. Focus, Lucio.
Okay, what?
I'm focusing on mainly team gameplay and not your gameplay.
Jump crack.
Play aggressive.
Just because
I'm anti.
this, like, you guys are a new team, and I think it's best that we focus. Oh my god! Oh my god! What the fuck was that? Okay.
I've got
One thing I will say though is, if you're 1v1ing a Tracer as any hero with a stun, so McCree, Break, Hog, you can count their blinks. So, like, just say to yourself in your head, if a Tracer's right in front of you, just say to yourself, like, she blinks 1, she blinks again 2, she blinks again 3, and then you stun her. Because then there is no way that she is going to have, and if this is all within 3 seconds, there is no way that she's going to have like a blink up, and then she's an easy stun, and then obviously after you stun her, if you have any sort of aim, you can kill her. She shouldn't have built up.
Who's behind Tracer?
I'll try to wall to rain if they come in.
If anyone wants a personal VoD review, then though, just send me one and I'll do it.
Tracer's flanking. Tracer's half. Everyone did. Tracer's gone up top. What?
Hog.
Oh shit, the new update thing.
Wait, is skins on for this?
Tracer's half.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that skin. It's just there's the pay to win skin. But, Brig as a support is actually, like, obviously she's not the hardest to play mechanically, but she is decision making wise, because you have to decide whether you're going to be in the front line with your tank, healing them, obviously, with Inspire, and running their tank time, or if you're going to protect the backline. And that also depends on the skill of their players. So if their flanker is really good, you want to be protecting your backline, obviously, because you want to keep them alive. But if they don't have a flanker, or if their flanker isn't that good, or if they're just running a complete brawl frontline comp, you want to be playing up there with your tanks. Because Brig can give tanks such a hard time. Also, I think you have a Ryan, you should be comboing with him to shatter.
What?
Hog.
You should be talking to
Oh
him.
shit,
I don't
the
know
new
if you
update
are, but
thing moves.
just tell him like, okay, Ryan, I'm gonna send that Ryan, and then you shatter. Because if you do that, it's the freest shatter of his life, and usually people will hide behind Ryan's shield if they don't think that he's gonna get shattered.
My shield's up.
Alt, 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 alt. Oh my god. You should have ulted.
That goes. I have to go and make dinner.
Not my flame. Right, sorry. Brig is... She can actually charge her relatively quickly if you're like brawling frontline. You should have just ulted. I mean, you should have ulted in a previous fight. Just... Because, you know, everyone hates to hear the sound she makes, the voice sound, when she ults. Because you get 100 armor and you just become so hard to kill. So you should be using this as soon as you have it. It's not something you should be holding on to for like more than 30 seconds after a reset or something, waiting to go in. I mean, like there, if you ult, you could have survived long enough for your mate to touch the payload with their ult, and then you could have won that. But it's fine. Like, you know, we're learning. If we look at why you lost that, I think there's a mixture of compositional mistakes, like you're running sort of half, like pick heavy and half brawl, like you're running. Also, it was like decision making with your strat. So obviously the spawn camp strat worked. But then after it worked, you couldn't. You should probably back up to the bridge, and then hold there. Because that bridge like choke is actually a very, very tough one to break, especially with the kind of comp you're running. I think that's mainly it. Your attack was just, your dive was weak. I didn't see the whole thing, but your dive was weak. You didn't dive like a dive, you played dive comp, but you didn't run dive. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to skip forward this now.
Design. Manifestation of a logical
Are you watching
contradiction.
YouTube video?
Animation. His arm ended up blocking.
Is this the rest of this video and you didn't realize you were recording? Wow. Well, there you go. That was a fun review, wasn't it?